the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Should I stay or should I go?
Should I stay or should I go?
Should I stay or should I go?
This is the question some people may be asking themselves, or perhaps that someone is you. Therefore, what do you do when this question becomes the norm, especially when involved in an on-again, off-again relationship? In an on and off relationship, the partners repeatedly get back together after they break up. The common aspect of the on and off relationship is the initial phase of excitement when the couple get back together. It's like the honeymoon phase is repeated, with the overflow of passion. But when this phase is over, the couple gets back to the natural pattern of the relationship. This is when feelings may get hurt, and the partners may experience stress. They may question why they even got back together, and then probably break up again. Subsequently, the cycle continues. When we focus on celebrities, it seems that the on and off cycle becomes even more evident. It is not difficult to spot couples who break up and ultimately get back together, or finally decide to move on. One example is musician Katy Perry and Hollywood star Orlando Bloom. The two were first linked to each other in 2016, but in the same year, they briefly broke up, only to rekindle their romance in early 2017. The couple broke up again before getting engaged in 2020. In a cover story with People magazine, Perry shared that the couple's time apart in 2017 helped to build the bond they share today. We both had to decide to go on that journey separately because it's not my half and your half that makes a whole. It's my wholeness and your wholeness that makes this whole thing happen. She also talked about the hardships they endured as a couple. If it's a real relationship, it's going to challenge you into your best self. I really understand what Justin Timberlake said about "You're my mirror," because it's true. They bring up all this stuff you can't really see about yourself. In 2020, they welcomed their first child, Daisy Dove, and currently, the couple are still together. Another couple who have had an on and off relationship is singer Miley Cyrus and actor Liam Hemsworth. The couple started dating in early 2010. After many breakups and returns, the couple decided to marry. However, even their marriage did not last, and they ended up filing for divorce after 7 months. Do you think it is worth giving repeated chances for a relationship, or can this on and off relationship cycle become very unhealthy for both partners?
Should I stay or should I go?
Yes, perhaps that's someone you know, or it's you, your life, living in a disposable relationship, or perhaps, as we have the title tonight, feeling used and discarded. Yes. So, you know what is the problem to be in a relationship like that, being in this very unstable environment for your emotions, for your feelings? It's because when you are in a relationship that you are like that, you are breaking up and get back together, always living like this, in this position, you are not allowing your heart to get healed, and probably you are making the same mistakes because you are not thinking straight. Please understand, usually people that they are living in a relationship like that, if we can call this a relationship, it's because they are living, making the same mistakes, falling in the same traps, repeating the same bad and poor choices. And of course, if you are living the repetition of the same choices, you will always have the same results. But still talking about this topic, our report also was sent to the streets, and they also asked these questions. And there is, such a lovely couple, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Ian Roberts, that they've been married for 35 years. And he said that he was dumped 3 times for who's today is his wife. Look at that, no? So let's watch.
Have you ever broken up with someone and then got back together with them?
Yes, maybe 3 times. But it was when I was high school.
Ooh, that never happened to me.
Never
No,
happened.
no.
No.
Once broken up, it
It's
was
done, yes.
Yes, I have. In fact, there was a woman I went out with once. She dumped me. We went out again and she dumped me and she asked me out a 3rd time and we've been married 35 years.
I haven't been in the relationship, but I've been like on and off with people before, and I think the reason people later on realise they want to like come back and forth or whatever is because they're afraid of loneliness, or like or they want that sort of intimacy in their life, and you never know what you had before you lose it.
Maybe these people are very, very passionate. Their emotions are more raw. They feel like when they fight, they have to break up, and even though they still love each other.
Yeah, maybe they just need someone to be with, and that's the easiest. To go back to what is kind of safer, I guess, instead of putting yourself out there again.
Do you think this cycle in one's relationship is healthy?
No, not at all. Because when you broke up once, you can lose something, and you're not taken back. I think it's not healthy, a kind of a toxic relationship.
No, I don't think it's healthy.
That's why we have never done it, probably. Yes.
Yeah, because every time they get back together, it's a bit like something else is broken from the initial relationship.
Plus the previous problems are definitely still gonna be there, I think. So it's just going back to something that is not working.
It's not necessarily about being healthy or not. I think it's about being able to figure yourself out and what you actually want from the relationship, because quite often people go into a relationship without knowing what they actually want out of it.
I would have thought the most healthy thing is a long-term stable relationship. That would be my bet. But then I've been married 35 years, so I would say that.
So glad to see that Mr. Ian Roberts is doing well for the last 35 years with the same woman that dumped him 3 times. Yes, actually, I believe for this 2 times, right? The 3rd, he finally found a way to hold the woman. Very well. But as you can see, I don't know if you saw that, but even one of the people that they were interviewed, she cried because that's the pain, of being in a disposable relationship. And if that is you living in a disposable relationship, that's how your heart is feeling now, like disposable, like being used like as we said once here about the napkin attraction, people that they feel like a napkin. Yes, they are just to serve a purpose for a short period of time, and as soon as they are used, they are disposable, they are discarded, just like a napkin that once you use it, you clean your mouth, you clean your lips, that's no longer necessary, and all you do is just to dispose it, just to discard it, right? First of all, if you are in a relationship like that, and if you are now living away from this person, don't you think that, okay, just because we are separated now for 1-2 months, 1 year, that's time enough for us, to reconsiderate everything, time enough for us to, get back those feelings we had that connected us before, so when we get back together, everything will be different. No, nothing will be different if you are not transformed, if you are not healed, and not only you, but also the person that the other side of this relationship, right? Because if you are in a relationship where the person doesn't want to change, so what can you do, right? What can you do? You can do absolutely nothing about it. To be loving is one thing. Knowing how to relate is another. Learning to love is a must. Look, everybody can learn how to love. All of us, we are able to love. And for sure, you love someone or something, right? There are people that they love a pet. Yes. Don't you love your mom, your father, if you have yours? Don't you love them? Don't you love your siblings? Don't you love, perhaps a friend of yours? So all of us, we are able to love. So the problem is not knowing how to love, but it's knowing how to be in a relationship, how to position yourself in a relationship. Because if you are in an abusive, for example, relationship, if you don't know how to position yourself, if you don't know what to accept and what to reject, you are given a clear sign to the other side that it's okay. It's okay to mistreat you. It's okay to offend you. It's okay to abuse you. It's okay not being faithful to you. It's okay. Because, the other side perhaps already knows that later on, sooner or later, even if they get dumped, sooner or later you're going to get them back again. You accept them back again. So it's time for you to use the intelligent love. It's time for you to put in practice this powerful tool that God is giving you. If you are now in this situation, if you are being with someone and you are getting hurt, and you try to change yourself, you try to change this person, but all your efforts, they are being completely useless. You feel like you're going nowhere with this relationship. And perhaps you have a question in your mind now. As we started the report. Should I stay? Should I go? You don't know what to do, right? You don't know if you should stay in this relationship, if you should let go of this relationship. What do you have to do? Let me tell you, what you have to do. As a piece of advice for you who are perhaps lost. Perhaps you have already listened to many advices, and when you look at the advisors, you see that perhaps this advice given by them is not even working for them, right? So let me give an advice, because thank God we are living, a blessed relationship. So, first things first. How can you be happy in a relationship like that? Like that will be impossible. So what is the first step to be taken if you are in this position? If you are in a position like that, the first step to be taken is to understand that in a very unhealthy situation, in this very unhealthy emotional environment, the priority is you. Yes, I know it might sound a bit selfish, but you will understand. You have to prioritize yourself. Because if you are being abused, if you are being mistreated, if the person that is with you knows how to say I love you, to conquer, to get back your heart, to have your attention perhaps, and you know that I love you is not 100% sincere. You know that because perhaps you already heard the same story, the same old story over and over again. And there you are, feeling the same way. First thing, prioritize yourself. Understand that in this relationship, in this broken relationship, the priority is you. You have to look after your heart. You have to get healed first. Oh, but I also hurt my partner. I also hurt him, hurt her. What do I do? Again, prioritize yourself. If you hurt someone, it's because you don't know how to be in a relationship, and you have to learn that. If you get hurt, or if you are hurting, that's a sign that you need help. You need healing. You need to learn how to love in an intelligent way, right? Once you are healed, once you are well, okay, recovered, then you'll be in a better position to make a judgment. If you should stay and fight for this relationship, or if you should let go and move on. And, of course, in the hope and believing that indeed you will be happy in your love life.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.